Okay, we're live with Torah portion Hazinu. I'm Luke Ford with Joey Kurtzman, and we're doing this Torah study today. It's customary in traditional circles to always make a dedication, like we're doing this Torah study in honor. So we're doing this Torah study in honor of Helen Jupiter's contributions to Juicy. Helen's tenure at Juicy has demised. Is demised a word?
Has demisen, is how
demisen, as we say in the old country. So Helen slaved there at Juicy for 15 months, 18 months?
I think it was 14 very hard-working months.
14 very hard-working months.
She was fantastic. I can't as a Juicy vet. I recently left as well, and I can't say. Well, I guess all I can say is that I think it was a destructive decision for Juicy to let her go, but certainly the manner in which they did it was unimpressive.
I mean, what happened to the world I knew where a beautiful woman could write her own ticket? I mean, my whole understanding of the world has been shattered, Jerry. I mean, I understand why they get rid of you because you're a guy, but a beautiful young woman.
Yeah.
She doesn't feel compelled to wear a bra when she goes out to represent Juicy like some Jewish event. I mean, these are qualities that are in disturbingly short supply among the Jewish people.
Well, that may be true, but yeah, most especially, she was a lot of in my opinion, some of the best things that came out of Juicy in the recent era were Helen's creation. So yeah. So I don't know. I guess I don't have much else to say about
Joey
that.
Kurtzman, Helen Jupiter gone from Juicy. Is John Derbyshire next?
Well, John was my pride and discovery, and so yeah, they'll have to get him without my without my aid. But yeah, it's too bad. Well,
at least we've got Torah Titan Timmy in the chat room.
Torah Titan Timmy. Oh, Torah Titan Timmy. Wow.
Yes.
That's big talk, Timmy.
So do we know each other from Ramah's camp? No, we know each other from the world of the internet. Camp Moshiva?
Are you saying, do we know each other? Are you saying, are you referring to me or to Luke?
Both of us.
Oh
Joey
yes.
And
Luke and I were at Camp Ramah together back when the world was young and young women were discovering their emerging sexuality. No, that's what Camp Ramah was for. Sorry.
Yeah. Have you been there?
I didn't go. I got mine elsewhere. But
did you go to any camp?
I wasn't much of a camp kid. I went once for the first few days and just I wasn't into it. I needed my own space more than they were willing to provide. It was too communal.
And I'll say a kind word for Monica, who is sick, and we did not want her vomiting on the Torah. So we're leaving her at home. Mr. Recession is now in the chat room. So how are your stocks? Are you heavily invested in the stock market, Jerry?
I am not anymore. I once was fairly well invested, but I managed to lose money before losing money was the thing being done. So yeah, no, I'm not in stocks anymore. It's too much like gambling stocks. Are you going to compare circumcisions?
No, we're not going to compare circumcisions.
You know, Timmy, I used to do that, but my circumcision is just... My moil did such a good job that I realized I was making other men feel inadequate, so I stopped. But yes, that's certainly my impulse.
He's invested in Obama.
Aren't we all? Yeah, well, it's a good time to be... it's a good time to be invested in Obama. I think his stock is rising.
I'm wearing my Sarah Palin lipstick yarmulke. Sarah Barajuda.
Awesome, unbelievable. Where did you get that from?
I got a free one because I showed for the guy's website where he's selling them, and so he sent me a free one.
That's great. I think Sarah Palin... Someone wrote an article recently about is Sarah Palin good for the Jews, or why are Jews afraid of Sarah Palin? I'm certainly not afraid of her.
Would you like to get into her igloo?
Sure, if she had an igloo that was available, I'd take a look. She's very. I find her as a woman very impressive. That's a separate thing.
Yeah, I think she's just nice to look at, and she's interesting. I mean,
very nice to look at.
Shooting down moose and
yes,
That's interesting.
It's very interesting. She's a very interesting woman. Yes, that combination of aesthetic appeal and the ability to shoot moose and hold automatic weaponry, I find sexy. And also, I like her I dig her personality. Now that doesn't mean I would vote for her.
And I think it's about time someone makes rape victims pay for their rape kits. I mean, for too long we've been subsidizing, and whenever you subsidize something, you get more of it.
Just more pork. Yeah.
So by paying for all these rape kits,
it's practically a rape subsidy.
We've just encouraged rape.
Well, that as a libertarian, that's my logic. Yeah. Well, look, her policies are. Well, I have a hard time thinking about it.
Have you ever been to Alaska?
I have not.
Yeah, no.
Have you?
No, but I'm kind of curious to go now.
Yes, yeah. You know what? I'll be honest. I feel the same way. I mean, I'm sure she's been great for the Alaskan tourist industry. There's a lot of men who are intrigued by Alaska in a way they might not have been before.
Yeah, I want to go explore the Great North.
Yeah. Hopefully while she's there. But yeah. I almost went when I was 18 to a fish cannery there, but instead I went to India.
Baruch Hashem, Baruch Hashem. How was your Yom Kippur?
I didn't. I spent it with my father-in-law, who is deathly ill. But I couldn't go to services because the ones I could.
You didn't have a ticket.
Well, I wasn't. I could have bought one. I have a hang-up. My grandfather stopped going to synagogue in the 20s, I guess, or 30s, because the place that he was teaching their kids for their bar mitzvahs wanted to charge him, wouldn't give him a comp, wouldn't comp him for Yom Kippur. Mm-hmm. I think I'm still nursing that grudge a little bit, because the ones I wanted to go to wanted a lot of money.
So a lot of Jews don't want to vote for a Schwarzer. What would you like to tell them?
Well, I mean, I'll work with you where you are if that's your thing. I tend not of my own volition to use the word Schwarzer, but if
neither do I.
But that doesn't matter. If you feel like I won't vote for Schwarzer, I would say to you, well, okay.
You think he'll be good for Israel?
I actually think that he would be better than McCain. That's my guess, and I'll tell you why. I'm kind of actually aggressive a bit on foreign policy. I'm not a dove by nature on foreign policy, but McCain, I'm telling you, and I appreciate that in political candidates. I thought Hillary would have been strong on foreign policy. McCain is he's too much even for me. I think he's so black and white. I think he's potentially dangerous on foreign policy. I really do. And coming from me, that ought to mean something, because I don't say that about everyone.
Right.
I think Obama. I don't know. I'm certainly not concerned about his religious orientation or anything. I mean, do you think he would be good for Israel?
I'm so partisan. I don't have any insight.
You're so partisan.
I'm so partisan. Like I'm
against for the Republicans.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't have any brilliant insights on Obama. I'll just make myself look like an ass. I just don't have any insights. Like I'm like right wing. I'm just right wing and
on everything, or on foreign policy or
everything.
Everything.
Yeah.
I understand that.
So it's not even like a choice for me. It's like I was born this way. God made me this way.
Right. but there's got to be some tensions in there, because you're okay. I can see how you're right wing on a lot of issues, but you're also, you go very, very far. You're like right. You seem to me like you're like almost a potential anarchist. Like you're so right wing, because you're, and that creates tension with other people who claim to be right wing. So, I mean, you must disagree with a lot of things that the Republican Party would do.
Yeah, I don't think they're right wing enough.
Right.
I think they spend too much money, and I wish they'd get tougher on illegal immigrants.
Yeah.
And what are the issues that really bother me? I'm very pro-death penalty for murder. That's really important to me. I want as low marginal tax rates as possible. I don't believe in government welfare.
Right.
I would like to see it so that religious organizations